The Italian faction and allied faction only has 14 IPCs. Their economy is poor, but not for the reason that you think. It's only because they are a small country and not an empire like all these other countries. Well, technically they are an empire because they own colonial territories, but nevertheless, it is really not big like that, honestly. The Italians come into the game on turn two. Turn two being 1915, as they did historically. As I said before, while the Italians need to prepare and preparation is critical, massing of their troops is critical in concentrating their forces for the upcoming attack that they need to launch against most likely the Austro-Hungarian Empire. They need to prepare for that. They need to do that. But as I said before, Austria-Hungary has the choice, since it goes first in every round, if they want to adopt a... What is that? Killed a bug. Anyways, if they want to go on the offensive against Italy in a preemptive strike before they are prepared, or they can simply wage a defensive war or just keep troops on the border until that round comes. Austria-Hungary is free to decide what it wants to do, but Italy has only one mission: prepare for 1915. Their armies are not big. Well, their armies are average, but they only have 3 of them. One here, and one that pretty much got obliterated on the Austria-Hungarians' first turn. It is now our first turn. So now we are going to do the Italians' turn. 14 IPCs. 1 infantryman, 3. 2 infantryman equals 6. An artillery piece plus equals 10. Another artillery piece equals 14. You think with how low we are on soldiers that I should draft nothing but infantry. But because Italy lacks enough armies, like in quantity, we need to spend a little bit on artillery. We are going to be holding our ground for probably this turn or maybe the next. Well, this round or maybe the next. So these artillery pieces will likely be in action for quite a while the infantry take the hits. This was more of a way to maximize our spending. Yeah, Italy was dragged into this crap. Italy has a very decent navy. Well, I wouldn't say very decent. It's actually the same size as the Austro-Hungarian Empire. But we have the French Navy over there to the west, and if the British, depending on the situation, maybe the British can send their own fleet. As of right now, this situation does not really give the British that option, though, because the Germans are being very aggressive in their troop movement. But there's always that fleet. They can come to our rescue and all. Anyway, before I place these troops, I've already done my buy phase. So now I'm going to do my attacks. We have no choice but to regain Tuscany. Take out those measly 2 Austrian units. And as for these guys, obviously send them into Piedmont. Likely, we're just going to send them in. We're probably not going to attack. We're just going to send them in a sense of, hey, enter this territory and dig in. Because it's already contested. It was first contested on the Austrian turn. And since we still have a soldier there, it's a contested territory. So we can just move them on in. We can take the Italian Navy and engage the Ottomans, who were surprisingly successful in outing the British. And that will be our combat phase. Now, as for our move phase, non-combat move phase, we can take this artillery unit and this man, load it onto this transport, and move into Albania. Albania is an Italian allied neutral country. Let's activate it. 2 IPCs. 2 times 2 equals 4. So we got 4 soldiers and 1 extra artillery piece. Let's go on ahead and place those troops now. Well, it's more like 3 soldiers and 1 artillery piece, but adding up the soldiers that we just landed, now we threaten Austria's rear guard. And that fat stack of soldiers in Serbia will have to contend with us. We'll hold our ground in Venice. And, of course, we're obviously going to wipe the Austrians out of Tuscany. On average, we would probably lose at least 1 soldier, because both of those units that died defending defend on a 3. Let's move this guy up. Move him into Venice. Once the Austrians realize that we are massing our troops in a defensive manner, they will have to send more troops our way to contend with us. And if they don't attack us, then we will surely attack them and take pressure off the Russians, because right now what we're looking at is a meat grinder. Austria can attack into Poland on its next turn, and you will see a bloodbath in Poland for both sides. Yeah, obviously the Ottomans are going to lose this battle. It's most likely going to go in favor of the Italians. The only real attack that I did was this, and that everything else was pretty much just moving soldiers. So let's go on ahead and place our units. Italy is an interesting faction to play only because of its situation. There's really only one way to get to Italy, through Italy, and that's through Venice. Unlike the Russians, who can be attacked, well, through Poland or through Ukraine, and borders literally both of the strongest land powers, land factions in Europe. Like, bordering both of these land factions, both Central Powers factions, is, well, threatening to Russia. So, once again, shout out to the Germany's go east first, Russia first strategy. That's only a shout out to the strategy, though. I'll go over that in another video. Now that we have placed our troops onto the United States. The United States has 20 IPCs, not far from the Italians, but it's still 20, and it's much better. I mean, shit, look at them. They're not even in a bad position. Let's get over there. Let's get over there, ladies and gentlemen.